Here it is, Friday, October 24th. 11 more days before the great decision. And today, of course, the stock market is crashing all around the world. And I don't know why. Maybe I do. You see, the American consumers have simply stopped spending. Just as my family has. We're only buying necessities, and we have no intention of buying a new TV or a new washer and dryer. We're not going to spend any money. We don't go out as much as we used to. Buy more of our stuff at Sam's. I don't drive around as much as I used to. And when the American consumer stops buying, everything else starts falling apart. From Japan and China and Korea and India, Europe, they all depend on the spendthrift American consumer. But when the price of gas took off earlier this year, in the summertime when it was $4.50 a gallon and going up 10, 20 cents a day, it kind of shook up the American people. All of a sudden, the car dealer lots were just full of trucks they couldn't unload, couldn't even give away. And people stopped buying cars and everything else. The auto companies didn't know what the heck to do. Chrysler's lost hundreds of millions this quarter. So did GM. They're trying to cut back on everything they can. GM's down to under $4. I bought some Ford stock. $2.60 a share. I thought that was a good deal. That was 3 days ago. Today it's down to $2.09. How could Ford Motor Company be down to $2.09? Christmas season, not going to be a fun time this year. Chinese are closing down factories because there's no demand for their products. They don't have a big local market in China because they have a tendency to screw their workers, and their workers don't have a lot of excess capital, money to go buy things. China depends on the United States and a lot of other countries to suck up virtually all its manufacturing. So everybody's starting to get a little hyper, and that $300 billion that we were going to pump into the old banking system won't make much difference if the Americans, people, simply stop buying and start trying to save. Gasoline here in Watertown is under $3 a gallon. It's gone down $1.50 in the last 6 weeks. Don't see much about that in the papers. OPEC doesn't know what to do. Oil keeps dropping as demand drops, as people cut back. Obama, of course, he's riding this wave right into the White House, and the American people are deciding they want socialism and redistribution of the rich man's money. And if Obama gets in there and starts Everybody knows what Obama's going to do. More taxes, more regulations, gun control. We've all been over it. And McCain just doesn't seem to be able to get his message across, or he's afraid to attack the Democrats in Congress. Not once have I heard McCain discuss this subprime mortgage problem and clearly identify the Democrats as having caused it. So here we sit. It's Friday. I'm going to go hunting this afternoon. Then I have a meeting tonight. Got a nice new stand all set up I'm working on. It's beautiful out there. I can just forget about things. But we can't forget about what's happening in our country. Maybe it's time, I guess, that the American consumers said, enough is enough, I ain't buying anymore. Unfortunately, in modern economics, if nobody buys anything, everything starts to shut down. Everybody's jobs are in jeopardy. But credit is at the heart of this mess. And until these issues are resolved, it's going to be a serious, serious game. I still think McCain has a chance. Maybe the American people will wake up in the next 11 days or so and decide if they really, really want a socialist fascist government. Democratic Congress, Democratic Senate, with a Democratic president whose primary goal is to steal money from anybody he calls rich and to attack American corporations. Obama could get one hell of a lesson. Unfortunately, the American people can suffer for it. That's the way it is. We're just going to have to ride this out, folks, and see what happens. People are tightening up, just as I am. We'll watch this till next week, see what the polls say on Monday as we run into the final week of campaigning. It's all these Americans with their hands out, all the takers, might finally get their wish that the government is going to attack the most productive members of our society. That's all for right now. I'm getting the hell out of my office. Gonna go out in the woods for a while. I'll see you on Monday. Let's see what the weekend brings. Old Black Bart.